Right, it's bank holiday, Monday the 25th of May at 7 o'clock at night, and this is a guided tour of my garden, 34 Chyngton Road, Seaford in East Sussex, just near the wonderful Seven Sisters. I'm walking down what we call the Twitten bed, because actually that fence is the side of a twitten or an alleyway in Sussex. So I have frequent discussions with people about what's going on in my garden, literally over the garden fence. It's an absolutely joyful experience. So the main blooms at this time of the season are the Byzantine gladioli that have gone absolutely mad this year, and they're counterbalanced by the Bowles mauve erisium and the purple sambucus. And as I walk round into the sunlight, the main feature here is this enormous cardoon. It has gone completely mad, making up for the two others in other parts of the garden that died without trace. And here there's some rather overgrown Cerinthe purpurescens major, which self-seeds itself. But I can't bear to stop it really. And swinging by, this is a bed that we've spent nearly 2 days hard labour on over the bank holiday, because we had a very large and rather invasive bamboo there. When we were young, naive gardeners, at least 20 years ago, we bought a bamboo that didn't come with a health warning, and unfortunately it has spread. So that's where we've given an unedited gift to our neighbours. So we've decided that now is the time to dig it out and get on with our life and plant nicer things like Acer palmatum dissectum and Amelanche lamarckii. So this is quite a shady area to the garden as I walk down the front drive and back into the sunshine. This was a bed of convallaria, absolutely solid, with beautiful, beautiful smell. But unfortunately the lily of the valley are just going over now. And this bed is a sort of experiment in green. How many different kinds of green can I get without actually having any other colour in it? So I've got cornus, I've got pittosporum, I've got another kind of dogwood, I've got Kifsgate rose in there, I suppose that's white, and further along I've got a yellow phormium. And then walking back through into the setting sun, this is my yellow and blue bed, for fairly obvious reasons I hope. These have been absolutely delightful this year. The back of the fence had a very, very overgrown Clematis montana, which I decided I simply had to cut back, and it's taken a little bit of a while to come back, but it was about 3 feet deep. So I've recovered quite a lot of bed by cutting it back. And the Iris sibirica are just coming through. They're a glorious blue. I've got other kinds of bulb iris, and there's the Nepeta giant hills counterbalanced with the spirea, the cornus dogwood, and the euphorbia. I've got blue hardy cranesbill, and further along here I have Cotinus flame, which is rather wonderful against the setting sun. So this is our birch and meadow area, and about a month ago these were full of Camasias. You can just see the spires dying back, the stalks dying back, but these were Camasias of about 3 feet tall. They were absolutely beautiful against the setting sun. And we've put an ornamental bird table down as a focal point from the house, which is rather lovely when the sun is at this angle. And moving round, we have what's called the hidden garden, the secret garden, because it's in the middle of the garden and you have to go through a path whichever way you actually go into the circle. So I think what I'll do is I will go down this path through the Cicericium Aunt May. There's the Melianthus major there, the honey spurge. There is Hydrangea Annabelle there, which is about to get going. It won't be at its best for another couple of weeks there, but everything is getting ready to go. And there's Britzia media there, which self-seeds, so I can't get rid of it even if I wanted to. And up there is an Australian cordyline, which is a bit of a thug, but again we love it and it keeps the winds at bay. And this is a lovely buff beauty rose, which was out incredibly early this year, even before the peonies. My peonies are just going over there. Those are the dying remnants of them, but they've been quite slow to come, whereas the roses can't wait to get out. It's remarkable. This is my orange and bronze bed, and there's some rather magnificent bronze iris. I've no idea what they're called. And swinging round, going round in a 360, the Oriental poppies are looking lush and voluptuous, I would say. We have a rather overgrown Clematis montana here. That's why I'm ducking. And the other side of this bed has got the most beautiful heuchera and other pink and orange plants that hopefully complement it nicely. And this is what we call the Glade. This is the back of the garden, again more Cicericium. It was started as a Japanese idea, but it's got rather overgrown now. A lot of the trees have grown up, but it's a lovely cool place to sit at this time of the day. But you can just see my delphiniums. We sit there under the trees looking at the delphiniums, and the archway is used to grow beans and morning glories climbing up there. So I shall leave that to keep itself going. There's a mock orange blossom of Philadelphus and a Deutzia here, and coming through here there are my raspberries and red currants, and through the other side there's my potager with sweet peas and borage at the moment. And as I walk round, nearly completing the circuit of the garden, this is our constantly expanding little prairie area with the Stipa tenuissima, the Molinia grass, and quite a lot of calendula and various tagetes. And I'm just completing the circuit. So those are our black currants that give us more black currants than we can ever eat or jam. And this is the orange bed. These are self-sown Eschscholzia or Californian poppies, and these are the most wonderful geums, totally tangerine they're called, and I fell in love with them at a flower show last year, and I've now got 3 of them. And up here the netting hides our apricots. We're hoping against hope that we'll get some figs and apricots this year. And walking down towards the house, past the arbour, this is our blue bed. Again, it has borage, it has brunnera, it has pansies, and it has ceanothus. And it's a great experiment which I keep changing around. And last but not least, in this fading sunlight, this is the trellis garden. This is the part nearest our house, and I try and keep it as white as possible, except when it's got purple in it. So if I manoeuvre around to keep the sun at my back, that is the most wonderful Xanthodesca Ethiopica. It's the first time it's ever flowered. It's been in the ground a very long time. And I've planted 5 climbing iceberg roses. I have white clematis. I have white sweet peas. I have white phasalis grass. I have white foxgloves and white Canterbury bells. I also have white hardy geraniums. That's a rather sad Japanese maple that is going to be transplanted. And last but not least, the other side of the trellis garden, where I have more climbing icebergs. I have a cup and saucer vine which I grew from seed that is coming up this year. That was also Clematis almondii there, which smelled absolutely divine in March. There's a beautiful Nevada bush rose there. We had lots and lots of lovely purple irises there that I've just cut back. They've just gone over. And through to my budding magnolia tree and lots of Virginia creeper. And into the last part of this is the courtyard. So I have echiums and very special clematis in here so that they can keep an eye on them, keep them watered. And I have some acid-loving plants in here. The azaleas have been amazing, they've gone over earlier. I have pieris, and I have hostas and salvias.